Hey guys, Rob Dog Games here. Today we are looking at the downfall of AAA gaming and the resurgence of indie games. The gaming industry has evolved immensely over the last few decades. What began as a simple pixelated adventures on home consoles has grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry producing hyper-realistic, open-world experiences. Technology has advanced to levels once thought impossible, enabling developers to create intricate worlds, lifelike graphics, and deeply immersive gameplay mechanics. Yet, as technology has improved, a growing sentiment among gamers is that AAA game developers have gotten worse at their craft. This raises an important question. How is it that while gaming technology has never been better, the quality of games from top-tier developers feels like it has declined? In this discussion, we will explore this topic, delving into the trends, practices, and the decisions of AAA developers that have led to a perceived decline in the quality of their games. We'll also examine how technological advancements have created opportunities and challenges, sometimes exacerbating issues plaguing modern AAA titles. To understand how we got here, we must first look back at what many consider the golden age of AAA gaming. In the late 90s, early 2000s, developers like Blizzard, Valve, Rockstar, and Buggy were delivering groundbreaking titles that defined genres and captivated audiences worldwide. Titles such as Half-Life, World of Warcraft, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Halo set the highest standards for storytelling, innovation, and player engagement. These games weren't just products, they were labels of love crafted by teams that appeared to prioritize creativity and quality over profit margins. During this era, technology was rapidly advancing, but developers seemed to use these advancements to push boundaries rather than cut corners. Whether it was the physics engine in Half-Life 2 or the open-world immersion of The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, technology served as a tool to enhance the player's experience, rather than crutch to the mass deficiencies. The rise of the corporate influence as the gaming industry grew more profitable. It attracted more corporate oversight. AAA game development, once driven by passion and innovation, became increasingly driven by profit margins and shareholder interests. The rise of corporate influence brought with it a host of problems that continue to plague the industry to this day. The shift towards monetization. One of the most glaring issues is the shift from creating complete one-time purchases to heavily monetized fragmented experiences. Microtransactions, loot boxes, and battle passes have become commonplace, often at the expense of the game's overall quality. Games like EA Sports FC 24, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 have been criticized for prioritizing monetization over meaningful content, turning what were once beloved franchises into cash grabs. Rushed releases. Corporate pressure to meet financial quarters or holiday seasons has led to a troubling trend of unfinished or buggy games being released. Titles like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Cyberpunk 2077 launched in less than ideal states, damaging their reputations and frustrating players who had spent hard-earned money on what they believed would be polished experience. Lack of innovation. The need to minimize risk has stifled creativity in the AAA space. Sequels, remakes, reboots dominate the market because they offer a safer financial return than the original IPs. While there's nothing inherently wrong with sequels, the over-reliance on established franchises has led to a lack of diversity and of innovation. Technological advancements, a double-edged sword. The irony is that while technology has made it easier to create detailed worlds and advanced gameplay mechanics, it also has created new challenges for developers. Modern technology enables photorealistic graphics and intricate physics engines. This level of detail requires immense time and resources. Developers now spend years creating assets and environments, often at the expense of gameplay depth or originality. Many AAA games focus so heavily on visual fidelity that they neglect the core elements that make games fun and engaging. demand for cutting-edge technology and tight deadlines has given rise to crunch culture, where developers work longer hours under immense stress to meet release dates. This practice not only harms the well-being of the developers, but also results in rushed, incomplete games. The over-reliance on technology. Advanced tools and engines can sometimes lead to complacency. Developers may rely on flashy graphics or procedural generation to carry a game, neglecting storytelling, character development, or innovative gameplay mechanics. The result is games that are visually stunning but lack substance. The genre-specific declines. RPGs. RPGs were once known for their deep stories, player agencies, and complex mechanics. However, many modern AAA RPGs, such as Starfield or Forspoken, Fallout, have all been criticized for shallow narratives and unpolished gameplay. The emphasis is on open worlds and online features that has often diluted the rich storytelling that once defined the genre. The FPS genre has been a shift towards fast-paced, arcade-like experience with little innovation. Games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 now prioritize battle royale modes, cosmetics over meaningful campaign experiences or inventive mechanics. Compare this to the earlier titles of Half-Life or Doom, which pushed the boundaries of that genre. The sport game genre. Sport games have arguably suffered the most from corporate greed. Annual re-releases of franchises like Madden, FIFA, EA Sports FC offer little more than a roster update, minor graphical improvements, while charging full price. The heavy integration of microtransactions has further alienated fans. Now for the indies. AAA developers struggle. Indie games have risen to prominence, often filling the void left by their larger counterparts. Titles like Conscript, Balatro, and Still Wakes the Deep showcase the creativity and passion that many feel is missing from AAA games. These games prove that you don't need a massive budget or cutting-edge technology to create something truly special. Indie developers often prioritize gameplay, storytelling, and player engagement over flashy graphics or monetization strategies. Their success has shown that there is still a market for quality games created with passion and care. Indie developers have not only matched AAA titles in terms of creativity, but in many cases surpassed them. They've introduced innovative mechanics, bold storytelling, and fresh ideas that the larger studios seem to be reluctant to explore. Games like Dredge and Cocoon demonstrate how indie developers tackle complex themes and mechanics, offering players deeply memorable experiences that AAA titles often lack. Furthermore, indie studios have become the champions of player-first philosophies. They listen to their communities, release games in a polished state, and avoid exploitative practices. In doing so, they've built a trust and loyalty that many AAA developers have lost. Their willingness to experiment and take risks contrast sharply with the conservatives of the AAA studios, further highlighting the decline of big budget gaming. So what can be done? To address these issues, AAA developers must reassess their priorities and practices. Here are a few potential solutions. Focus on the quality over quantity. Developers should prioritize creating fewer, higher quality games rather than churning out the same annual release. Rebuild the trust of players, delivering complete polished games at launch and avoiding monetization practices can help rebuild the trust. Encourage innovation. Taking risk on new IPs, experimental gameplay mechanics can breathe new life into the industry. Improve working conditions. Addressing the crunch culture and promoting a healthier work environment can lead to better games and more sustainable industry. Learn more from the indie developers. AAA studios should look into indie developers for inspiration. Embracing the creativity, community engagement, and player first of the indie games could help revitalize the industry. So in conclusion, the gaming industry stands at crossroads. On one hand, technology has given developers the tools to create experiences that were once unimaginable. On the other hand, the practices and priorities of many AAA developers have led to a decline in the quality and creativity of their game. The rise of indie games and the backlash against exploitative practices suggest that gamers are hungry for change. If AAA developers can learn from these trends and refocus on what truly matters, creating engaging, meaningful, and polished experiences, they can reclaim their place at the forefront of the industry. Ultimately, the future of AAA gaming will depend on the willingness of the developers to balance technological advancement with commitment to quality, innovation, and the respect for their audience. So yeah, I would like to know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you agree or disagree with me, please let me know and we can continue the conversation. Please like and share. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.